Hello. It seemed to me I should maybe film this before I get started. I intend to build here for nothing, very, very cheaply, less than $100, I hope, a cooper's shop. So this will be building a cheap but good cooper's shop. It's my intention to build it out of pallets. I think it's going to take me about 36 pallets. A few concrete blocks to set it on. Those planks, 2x6s, and the water. This water is just coming out of the ground here in the springtime, but I'll end up holding it up on a piece of roofing and put a water wheel right here beside it. That's my intention. And pallets, I think maybe I said already, I think it's going to take me 36 pallets. I haven't paid anything for any of them. And we'll see where it goes. I have a plan, and so this is to show what it looks like before I really get started. Well, that took about an hour and a half. It shouldn't have taken that long, but I'm still draining it underneath it. It's still swampy underneath. And then I stopped and began to experiment with using pallets to build a fence. It's sinking. It's not staying level. The ground's soupy. I ended up thinking about Venice. It's sinking all the time, but it'll stop. It's so light, with a lever, I can raise it up and just keep bringing it up until it stops sinking. 9 pallets for the floor, and the corners, 2 in each corner. And I don't have any nails in it at all yet, and I haven't sawed anything either. All I did was, the only thing holding it together is that piece of wire and that piece of wire. So, I could take it apart if I don't like it. Alright, to be continued. Well, I think it's time for an update, and I'm going to really try to not move the camera all the time when I'm talking. This is where I'm going to build that cooper's shop, and there's been developments. It's waiting for 3 pieces of plywood. My pickup truck at the moment, I don't have a pickup truck on the road at the moment, and I've learned that if it's 100 square feet or less, there's no taxes on it. And if I had thought about making that 10 by 12, I guess I'll make it 8 by 12. That's 3 pieces of plywood. That would be 96 square feet. And I'm kind of waiting, so I'll take it apart and put it back together. It'll be the 3rd time that I have done that. But that's no problem. I can do it in 15 minutes with help, maybe even less, or maybe a half hour with help, 15 minutes. Now, the fencing is sort of different, but I'm going to start to talk about this whole site, I think, instead of just an easy, cheap, but good way to build a cooper shop. I think I'm going to talk about this whole site. That's fencing I've built out of pallets. There's the blacksmith shop, which I need to finish. There's the place that I recycled, extreme recycling of chestnut lumber. And now that over there, maybe that'll be the subject of a different video. Here's the neighbor's barn right there laying in pieces, Josh's barn, waiting to be put back together, maybe at the end of the summer, I don't know. And the fence, let's see, am I still zoomed? Yeah, I think so. That fencing, I don't have it leveled yet. I've learned, I will go down, probably not this video yet, but I will go down and show you more about that. I decided it should be 90 degrees is what they should bend at when they go across the field like that. They need to be fastened at the top and the bottom. They're level the way they run because they go along a ditch which is perfectly level. which is kind of another story. But from the near corner to the far corner, they're not quite level, and that I'll take care of. Well, anyway, back to this shop. I think it's time for me to start maybe moving. I had decided that a cooper shop should have a level, round spot to work. And now there's the water. I have the water really shut off. I think later today I'll turn it on. Another thing, I have not yet run sheet metal for the head race for the water wheel, and the plywood is only there kind of as a marker. The same thing really with that bridge, just suggestions of what do I want to do there. But anyway, down here to this now. I had started simply to make a place where I could build a tub. As I can't remember if I've shown you online or not, I built it out of silo staves. I've done that once, and I have a couple other ready to put together. But anyway, I wanted to have a level spot where I could assemble them and even fill them with water to see if they work. And remember, a cooper is somebody who builds barrels, but tubs work as well. Well, I started to run water down through here and level it up. And I've used the trampoline top to give me round, and also to kill the grass. I sort of wish I'd done that earlier because it's so hard to dig in that. And I put a tire in the middle because I thought, well, I should have a workbench, a round workbench. That's like the spindle on which I can, well, you see already I began to realize, hey, that's the place to build a water wheel. A water wheel also needs a round, level place to work, and right in the middle a spindle. And so I will work on that some more. I still don't have it quite level. I'm going to make it so I can drain it, so it'll be dry. Most of the time when I'm working there, it'll be dry. And I don't know, I think I might be expecting too much to think that you could understand everything I'm doing, but maybe I should at least show you what it looks like underneath the trampoline top. You see the grass is still there, and when I have it leveled, then I'll work on draining it, and I can finish. The high spot is right there, but I can do that easily enough today. And I'm pleased enough with this as it stands, this idea, that I may do a similar thing there or there. I probably start up at the top. This is a tricky place. I don't know what exactly goes on here. This is not water I've introduced. It's wet. The cows have stomped in here. They sink in. It's clay. Watch my foot here. It doesn't act like normal soil. And I have begun to suspect it might have been a place where clay was actually dug out. I don't know. Or a foundation. So, and I may well up here, I don't think I showed you that either. I get mixed up because a lot of these things I share with my German friend Shirley. Well, then I'm speaking German, or the best I can. But this is a fountain that I started to make, and it's still holding water, by God. Yeah. That water comes from all the way up there, and I intend to build this fountain. About not quite in that place, so I don't know. I mean, it'll be. Let me go back to the place I started. There's my shovel, my trusty. We'll see. We'll see where it all goes. Oh, my sawmill. I got so many projects all over the place. All right. Well, that's certainly enough for now. Bye. Well, here's an update on the cooper shop and the water wheel. I put some roofing here to see what it would look like to have the water, how high it would go, and how big a wheel I could make if it's an overshot wheel. I'm waiting for three sheets of plywood before I can build the shop any higher. Remember, I'm still trying to do it for less than $100. Those 3 sheets of plywood will be probably 60. Anyway, here's the water running all the time, and I'll probably make the wheel out of that. That'll be fun. And this Teich is what I want to call it. That's a German word. Little frog pond or whatever. Pool. It's a pool. I'm having a hard time with this because when I get the sod off, it'll be okay, but that seems to be pure clay. And then I'll drain it. It's going to be a level spot there. Sometimes there'll be water in it, and sometimes not, depending on if I'm building a tub as the Cooper, I'll put water in it. You'll see more about that later. Anyway, this might be more interesting. You just don't see this every day. An outhouse hanging on its side from a tree. A different project. This was given to the history group. That's what the underside of an outhouse looks like. And I'm going to put it on wheels. And it's the last outhouse from a little town near here named Imlertown. And I'll put it on wheels, and I don't know what I'll do with it. All right, that's it. That's the update. Well, this almost embarrasses me, but that extremely bright thing that you see is $96 worth of plywood. That's going to be the floor for the Cooper shop, and I want to build that whole shop for $100 or less, is what I said, and that cost, those 3 sheets cost $100. What I did, or $96. What I did was I took pallets that were only 3 foot wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that gave me 12 foot. And length, they're 4 foot. So 1, 2, that gave me 8 foot. So it's 8 by 12. And I mean, that's perfect. And I'll, it's just better material than I normally would use. There's no nails or anything in this. I changed the support structure just a little bit, so that now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2x6s running acrossways underneath the pallets, and then all is resting just on the 1 and 2 2x6s that are 12 foot long. Well, tomorrow maybe I'll put the walls up and I'll cover it with plastic. This is exterior grade, but I don't trust that. I'll still probably cover it with plastic until I have a roof on. So there you see what I've been doing. I know. Batch Cooper shop, building a cheap but good Cooper's shop. Continued. I'm going to walk down there in just a second, but I'm sort of think I'll start each time here. This whole section I call Dana Garden. After, I might have said that elsewhere, after a friend of my daughter Erica's, who is a gardener. And I'm going to work here today, and so I thought I should film it. The outhouse, so Andy and I got it sitting right side up, and it's ready to be moved. And I'm not so sure what else there is actually to show you that's different. So let's take a walk down and see what's different now. I put pallets on top to see how the wall would be, and they may stay. There's the water going into the head race. The head race can be raised. It'll have a higher fall than that. I put pallets here because I'm going to begin to store the material for the Cooper. A Cooper is a barrel maker, And also the trampoline tops. Those are proposals for other places where I'll build pools or tubs or make a flat place to work. The pallets, these pallets, I'm going to level them up so I've got a flat place outside to work, not just inside the cooper shop. That's so tiny. But I don't know if you remember, 8 by 12 is 96 square feet, and there's no taxes on something under 100 square feet. This pool I leveled up, and I bought plants. It turns out the cooper actually would like to be a gardener as well, and so that center part, which actually is already functioning as a workbench. What else to tell you? We'll go in the cooper shop here in a moment. This fence, I'm going to move it. I'm going to start to do that today. I'm going to move that on the upper side of the ditch and begin to fill tires with appropriate soil to transplant these plants. That is a little bit beside the point, but toward that end I decided that I don't want this steel tile here. That'll take some more explaining. Have some old fence that I put around here. Eventually I may have real problems with the raccoons and maybe the deer, but I have some fence. Alright, let's work our way over here. And there'll be a door here and a bridge. And it occurred to me it should be a drawbridge. You know, every cooper shop ought to have a drawbridge, because periodically I'm going to want to go through here. I don't know if I'm not going to do that right away. There, we've already begun to work on a Bachbug water wheel, building a cheap but good water wheel. So we've begun on that. Now let's go inside here. I had said already I was going to cover that plywood with plastic, because even though it's exterior grade, I don't trust it. I have, these pallets are 40 by 48, so two 40s give me 180 or 80 inches. That'll probably be right. I will put a frame inside it. That's going to be something that, and I am almost certainly going to put a little bit more underneath it. Now, I've already spent $96. I was going to build this with $100. Well, considering that I plan to build 4 corner cupboards and let's see, a bed. This may have to function as a bed. I'm going to put a window in there or two, a window there, a heating system, a little bit of a kitchen. It needs a roof, a door, and I only have $4 left. I think I can do it. I'm going to try. Oh, and then a siding. It also needs, the outside isn't going to look like that. So I don't know, I may have to finally spend my $4 on material involved in making that siding. Incidentally, I plan to have it look like, not because for looks, but it will end up looking like timber framing, Bachbug. But that's sort of another story. Alright, I guess that's probably enough to give a record of the way it is before I get started, and I think I'll put this online. Bye for now.